Time for bonus stream. Oh shit, what did I just do? What did I just do? Can I not mess with that? Yeah, of course I can. Yeah, the music didn't know where to play, I guess. Play here. Play in my headphones. Alright. We're okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's get in there with the more Zelda goodness. Where'd we leave off? This little doodle. Gotta love those lights. Let me mess with this thing. Da, 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 da. Perfect pitch. Maybe this one. Easing on it. Easing on it. Okay. Okay, last I was messing around. That was just this morning. We were doing some bat stuff. Always helpful. Step away, come back with fresher eyes. Very helpful. I feel like here... Yeah. What I'm missing... I think this is justifiable. If you look over here, you'll see that... Hold on, I gotta zoom in so close. Because this... No one can see this. But here where we've got the firelight influence here, and this is too bright, but that we can affect that later. Here we've got the firelight influence on the bat, and it's this color. And then it doesn't really get a chance to move too much into... Like it goes from here to here. But it could... There's opportunities for it to transition just a little bit more elegantly with some of these like transitional colors. Mostly gray, yes, but... Maybe something that feels... a little more organic first. I don't know. Am I wrong? Feel a little bit more like that, maybe. I mean, is it just a little silly? They just look a little plasticky. How I get out of that, I'm not too sure. Darker. Such small details. It's probably not worth it to chase it all down. You know, what's the reward? But if I can learn something, like a bit of a strategy that helps me later on, then it is worth it. You know, I want to know a solution here. Maybe a little bit of a guiding principle for next time. It's feeling better. Just get a brighter version. That same color, gosh, it's barely coming out. But I feel like a bat would probably have a lot of... I don't know, if it was a clean bat, it would be like a shiny thing, right? It's like a shiny fur on a bat. I had a black cat that was, you know, despite being black, was... When she, as a, you know, if you fed her lots of fatty wet food, she would definitely have a nice shine to her. And these are kind of... The animals are... These bats, they're not... I mean, bats are not blue, they're black, but in the game, you know, they make a choice to make them colorful, so of course they become blue. If I zoom in close enough so that this stuff is actually appreciable, you actually see how pixelated these images are. Hi, Jules. Back again. Double your pleasure. Yeah, I had a feeling the clients would be a little bit... They're a little preoccupied with other things today, so their inattention will be to my benefit. I'll find something constructive to do like this, at least for a couple hours. In an hour and a half, I gotta go get my kid from school. They get early dismissal days on Tuesdays. So, here, let me do something. There we go. What time is it in Poland? It's 9 p.m. Oh, time for bed. All right. Here's your 9-9 stream. 9-9 stream. I'm just gonna gently talk into the mic. Nothing exciting will happen. We'll just draw. And everything is good. Okay, so I'm going to take some of these colors. Some of these colors we figured out over here. I mean, these look good. I'm okay with the way this looks. So now that we figured them out for this bat, we can apply them to the other bat. Laser light coming across, hitting over here. Doesn't have to be overcomplicated. We did the hard work. We figured out the colors we like. That's nothing easy to do at all. Now that we have that information, we don't have to do those hard calculations anymore. It becomes something we can reuse. I think Jules is asleep, but I'm going to remember to save. Yep, gotta remember to save. Otherwise, it's like that movie Groundhog Day. Oh, you're vacuuming? Okay. I'm like, go to sleep, go to sleep. That's a funny movie, that movie Groundhog Day. Like Bill Murray. Old 80s film. Guy wakes up, a very despicable man. Very cynical, doesn't care about anything. Doesn't care about people. Finds he's doomed to repeat the same day again and again and again until he gets it right. Morning time for your night brain. There you go. Depending on how your day is structured, the nighttime can be the best time to do things. It absolutely can. I'm very productive at night too, but I do it at nighttime first thing in the morning. I mean, like, for me, 4 a.m. is still nighttime. So I'm still working at night. I just get a little sleep first. Last little bit of highlights. We can get, because a bat's wings are a little... They're a little translucent, right? So we can get some subsurface scattering. Get a feeling that there is a little bit of light that is coming through the transparency of the wings. Might help it be a little bit more real. Not to overdo it. Has to be subtle. Of course, I only know how to overdo everything, but I can see lots of little details that could use some painting in of some more nuance. There's a better way for some of these. This stuff is definitely starting to feel good. Yeah, and there's some problems because when I was inking it, I was kind of shading it at the same time. It's a big no-no, but I couldn't help myself sometimes because that tends to be how I draw when I do my storyboards. It can be efficient to shade as you go, or at least make little marks that show you're thinking a little bit. Yeah, it's bad for me. It's not best practices for my process to I mean, assuming that you're going to come back and color later, or like color and light later on, then yeah, we'll, you know, do the lighting when you're doing the lighting, not when you're doing the drawing, was my original strategy. It's okay, I'll forgive myself. Let's see here. Losing some of that. Yeah, cancel me. Teaching all the wrong things, corrupting the youth. That would be a bit of a milestone, though. If I ever was successful enough to be canceled, I think I would consider that some sort of accomplishment in and of itself. Ironically, the industry being in such a hard time right now. God, I look so shabby. I really need to shave. That's so gross. But I've talked about this before, but when last November, when things were really dead with work for me, there was just nothing. No, phone stopped ringing entirely. Now, it turned out to be temporary, but I didn't know how long it was gonna. I hoped it would be temporary, but I didn't know how long it was gonna last. And when like week 3 came around, I was like, I really did think I was canceled. Despite me, having I believe I still do have a very good reputation, and I always made a point to, if anything, set a good example of how to behave with clients and not run into trouble with saying things that are super controversial or being super opinionated about things that are touchy subjects for people in power, I say too much on this stream in terms of like AI and stuff. Yeah, I'm not afraid to say that I'm not a fan of AI, and I don't think artists should use it, and I wish it went away, and it's not good for the industry, and I think it's like the dark side. It's like a corrupting influence on creative powers, but because my clients use AI, I don't talk bad about it in front of them. I know better than to do that, at least, but still, I was thinking, I was like, maybe I did something to offend the powers that be. I need to sort out what I've done. What have I done? What hath I wrought? But yeah, I can't be canceled. You're canceled. You can't cancel me. Gotta do it like this. You can't cancel me. You're canceled. Canceled. That's the that'll be it. That'll be the thumbnail. Uno reverse card, yeah. Triple whammy, Uno reverse card. I'm not canceled. You're fired. That's actually funny. Do I have a pen? I could do one of those. Hang tight, Jules. I'm gonna get a pen. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. There's lots of funny options. Here we go. Be like this. Like this. Wouldn't it be so fun to sit next to a guy like me at work? Like, you have to like do whatever you have to do, and like like there's a hilarious guy next to you, like making incredible art and being hilarious. This is what I used to do when I was in a studio. I'd be like freelancing. They'd have no place to put me because I'd be a freelancer, so I'm a temporary hire. So usually, exactly, yeah, I'd be like, I want that guy. I would be the guy that in high school, they're like, I want Max on my group. You know, it was like that. You know, you knew you were gonna have a good time making something fun if I was involved. You can't cancel me. I'm too useful. But yeah, I would, you know, I'd end up getting stuck at like whatever, you know, they put you at the kids table or whatever, like where the interns are just sort of bored or whatever, and like I get all set up and then I'm just sort of like going nuts and drawing crazy stuff, and they'd be coming over asking me questions, and you know, I'd be entertaining and talkative, and people would realize it's like, oh, there's a new person that's interesting. They would come over and make more conversation, and then before you knew it, like a producer would be like, look how great this guy is, let's get him on our next project. A producer unaffiliated with the project I was hired on would wander past and be like, look at this guy, he knows what he's doing. It would be stupid of me not to get his contact info. And there were so many more organic, natural conduits for making industry connections in a real life studio. And as a result from the, you know, there are benefits to working from home, but I don't have access to any of that stuff anymore. No one does. The interns and other artists that I'd be able to talk to and give advice to, or sometimes I'd learn from them too. It would go both ways. It absolutely happened to be that I would learn from other artists, and I don't get that anymore from other artists. They don't get that anymore from me. We're all just stuck in our little hemispherically sealed bubbles, our little safety pods, and we don't get to intermingle and have awesome ideas. It used to be I'd walk past a project and I'd see something on someone's monitor completely unrelated, but just the composition of what they were working on would give me an idea for a solution that I was puzzled about. So many great uncalculatable, unfactorable individual moments of possibility that can't be accounted for in a spreadsheet, and you wouldn't know that they were missing if all your word was, you know, counting figures as an accountant. You'd be like, well, this is all working great. You don't realize what you're missing, and over time, like, there is a huge detriment to that, because younger artists coming up don't get a sense of that experience. They don't or they don't even get a sense of, like, how do you even act at a studio? What do you do? How can you appear as confident or, you know, sure of yourself? Do freelancers just sit and stare forward, or are they allowed to talk and ask questions and learn about what's going on? And it's like, of course you are, but you have to, you know, having someone sort of set that example helps. Okay, draw more stuff for the bats. What type of camera do you use? Lol, I know, totally unrelated. This is, it's kind of like a funky little... I mean, it's unfortunately not... to be honest, I don't love the camera. I don't think it does great low light. I don't think it's very good. I used to use my cell phone as the camera, and I kind of want to go back to it because it was a lot better. But I needed my cell phone to make calls with if I was streaming, even if I was streaming. For the sake of the question, I will pull up the Amazon order I made for the camera. It isn't anything that I think is super amazing, but it is something that I don't think is bad to pull out in terms of, yeah. I'll take a screenshot. Okay. There we go. brightness set to gods. Oh. I've got lights that are changing and shifting and doing strange things. There's you too can look this good if you buy this. It's like a $30 camera. It's actually junk. But no worries. Oh, my face looks overlit. Yeah. Well, it's because the chip in there is doing a bad job of interpreting all the different light. And this is not a... It'll make me self-conscious. No, but this is all just super temporary. Like, if I had more time and a little more dough, I would make it a little more fit. Every stream is like an iteration on, like, can I do it a little bit better? A little bit better. It's okay. It's okay. I'll try not to be ugly next time. But it's true that my face can withstand a little hit. We don't need to be 10 out of 10 max every day. It's too much. It's too good looking. It's too much. You know, it's not even believable. It's it must be a filter, right? No one has this chiseled jaw, perfect profile. No, it's okay. We can chat about how unrealistically handsome I am. It's just not. It's how unfair it is. It's just unfair. No. Believe it or not, like that's my like actual personality is joking about stuff like that. It can be a little bombastic, but I don't I don't mean it in any kind of serious way. All right, let me. I don't do the whole looks maxing trend. Let me think here. I'm quite shabbily dressed almost every day, and obviously I neglect my hair in terms of styling. What I'm thinking about doing with my hair, well, I thought it was like maybe the looks I serve. Yeah, I'm curious about growing my. This is the longest it's ever been. And it's not bad. The odds are that I'll get gray hair soon, and so this is. I'm sort of a little bit motivated to give it a shot. I'm just like, okay, well, while my hair is still brown, what kind of length can I get away with? All right, I'm getting distracted. I'm gonna keep going with these bats. But yeah, I should get one of those shampoo companies to sponsor my channel. That would be a natural fit. Suits my face structure. I think it's doing a good job. Now I just need my my muscle structure to improve. I'm not too self-conscious about that stuff, but I definitely am rocking like a dad bod these days. Slowly but surely, I'm adding more and more positive influences, though. Like last night, I neglected my yoga routine for a long time. But once I got the streaming more or less off to a good start, I felt a little more empowered to start bringing some Like, hey, let me try and get some physical exercise in. So I've taken some time this week to get back into my yoga, and the stretching is good for me because unfortunately, a byproduct of what I do, I can end up sitting for hours and hours, and I'm such a workaholic, like I don't even notice. But then I'll be like, why am I so stiff and sore? With this conditioner, your hair will be so shiny and that will look like it was painted on. Oh, that's great. That's great. There you go. Yeah. And then it's like I turn the camera and I'm like, trust me, would I lie? You know. Slow motion. Hair tossing. Oh, yes. Save my work. All right, I saved. Add a little quality of life touches to the to these baddies. That's the joke, is that I'm super narcissistic, and I'm totally not. I'm vain enough where I'll sort of lament if I feel like my face is wrinkly or puffy, like I do have vanity, but it's my vanity is also cut by my laziness. So there's, or not laziness, but it's like I could do more, but I am not quite driven to do that. Oh, it's not cut by my laziness, it's cut by my intense depression and my lack of motivation. No, I'm just kidding. But there's definitely a reality to the, I'm 40 now, I've got kids, a wife, I'm established, and I'm not hunting. There's no flaunting good looks at this point in my life will only get me in trouble. Happy enough to have what I have, but it, beauty fades, won't last forever. Make myself useful with drawings instead. Small details feeling like they're happening. Looking decent. Okay, now something I want to do is bring some of these laser light effects into some of these background objects. Which really just means, like, if this is a sphere, can I make a reflection for it here on the sphere? Here on the sphere. A little bit brighter overall. And then really red. Let's see what that looks like. I'm curious if the audio sounds any different since this morning. So one thing that's different that I tried to do is I put on we have this sort of blanket on the floor. I put, before I streamed it just now, I put a blanket on the floor and it's got this texture that I wonder if it will be better for absorbing echoes. Less deep voice. What do you mean? That may be good if it's less deep, but I'm hoping to have less echo if that's in the realm of possibility. But it's all iterative. I don't know what to I have to make things slightly better every time, but also not break them as I experiment. It's a little tricky. Maybe even on this waterfall. Yeah, there's tiny little bad guy monsters. These are hearkening to the there are all sorts of Zelda creatures. These harken a little bit to the see the 4 eyes, the double sets? Later on, here, it's hard to see. Oh shit. Hard to see because it's dark. But it's kind of like these eyes. So big eyes here, and then small eyes on top. Now, would they be lurking in there? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just something. You know, there are a lot of like water type levels in Zelda, or water traps, watery passageways. This is very much in the Zelda aesthetic to have a passage that, you know, looks like water's coming out of it, that you might explore. So looking at areas that look like you can explore is like, that's Zelda. That's everything about it. certainly no expert on this stuff, but it feels like if the laser could be reflected in the water, that it would sort of get broken up a bit like this. But is that too much? Luckily I did it on a separate layer, so we can play with that a little bit. Like, something it's feeling to me is even if that would happen in real life, it feels like it's doing too much to bring attention to something that's not that important. And so I'm gonna dial it back. And about at that level, I feel like it feels okay. So let me proceed. And then we'll adjust as per needed. I'm being a little bit of a naughty boy with doing the stream right now. Technically it's not really my responsibility, but the job that booked me today, basically they thought they would need me, hedged their bets, booked me, but now the project that they had me on, there was a 50% chance of this, and they knew it, but the project got killed, basically, due to no one's fault at all. It was just one project looked a little more viable than the one that I was working on, so they've decided to move ahead with that one only. And so that's where their focus is right now, and that is their prerogative. That's totally fine. I don't take any offense to that at all. But Scroll Reaper, what's up, man? Best practices in that scenario where, you know, I've been hired, but then the job is going away, is not to then, you know, instantly start streaming and, you know, not tell anybody or whatever. But this is a little bit of the work from home hazard. If we were actually at a studio, the client would know in an instant whether or not I was doing anything, like whether or not I was doing anything that I was hired to do. In this case, there were sort of lackadaisical internal communications are... Scroll Reaper's chilling, woke up midday, put in an hour into some art, now I'm gonna grab some breakfast. I saw your go live notification earlier. I saw it, but I was not able to turn in at the time. But I'm glad you're keeping it up. Yeah, I was just explaining that while I have a little window here. Let's see here. I have about 40 more minutes. I can do this. Let me save. What are we waffling about? Yeah, the window for me to do some art, because I'm technically booked today, but the project I was on got canceled. Now they haven't decided what else they want to put me on yet, so I'm just taking advantage of that and doing this in the meanwhile. When I get back from picking my kid up, I have to do a quick errand, but I may stream again. But before I do that, I'm gonna check in with the people that hired me and make sure that they know that the project got killed. Because it's possible that they know and they just don't have anything for me yet. Or it's possible that they don't know, in which case it'll still reflect well on me that I tell on myself a little bit. But I'm just really eager to make some progress on this. There's a lot of mechs, and I need to share the love. Share the love today. Make hay while the sun shines. The opportunities. Oh, and I was a very good daddy this morning. I even made my kids' bedroom. Cleaned up their toys before I started streaming. Because it's one thing to do the stream, but if the stream comes at the neglect of other important things, then I'm making the sacrifice in the wrong directions. The project getting killed, I didn't mean to insinuate it was anything bad. The project getting killed is... I'm not attached to the outcomes of that project. Oh, that kind of looks cool. Look how these colors are mixing, you know? It's kind of like this nice... I can get that looking kind of right. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm hallucinating, but it does look cool. Like, I want to do my best, but, like... I think I attribute it to partially some of the stream and some other good habits I've been getting into now. Because I used to take it more personally. Like, oh man, whose fault is it? You know, it's not my fault. I did amazing drawings or whatever, and it's... You can't win them all. And in fact, in this case, they purposefully produced more than one animatic for the commercials in order... They have this sort of like internal vetting process where they practically make 2 complete commercials and then show them to the CEO, and then the CEO sees like the practically complete versions, and then decides which one they actually want to put the ad by, the expense of purchasing, like advertising airtime or whatever. Because like the cost to make a commercial is one factor. The cost to get it in front of people's eyeballs is an entirely different matter. Often the price of advertising far exceeds the price of production. It's kind of cool looking. I feel like I really want to hype up this section right here on the shoulder. Let's get redder, brighter, slightly brighter overall. Gotta get brighter. We have to see the effect of the brightness in the environment, all relating to itself, to get that convincing sense. Wow. Tiny little dots, texture, making the difference, because I really want it to feel in the final product, like right now these are just sort of colored and lit pieces, but we need to introduce some things like atmosphere, and I think I might try and do something like that in the limited time we have left on this stream. Let me do some quick double, triple checking. Okay. I think for the most part, the effect of the laser light is mostly well handled. Apart from like a very small touch down here. Here in the background, like maybe a tiny glint of it can come off of the steps. The corner of this step, for instance. Just so it reads almost like as a step. It gives a sense of some kind of structure. Okay, that feels good. Maybe even over here. I could think of it like if the thinking of the waterfall as something that is like in a dank dungeon, there actually might be a lot of interesting slimy texture to a brick wall, right? You could imagine maybe not algae. Algae requires sunlight, for instance, but maybe some kind of slime. Some kind of a slime could grow. Enough to make its presence known. Enough to be present. Get little highlights here. Yeah, I kind of like that. It's all just a guess. Where on that wall, if there was a mirror there, if this wall was a mirror, of course it isn't, but if it was, you know, where would the laser be in relation to it? Somewhere around here is my guess. So we act accordingly. Maybe even a little bit of light up here catching as the form turns away. It's too bright. A little too much. Okay. We're gonna save. Take a sip of water. "25 minutes. Let's see here. So some things that are happening is the light that I've added here feels like it's bringing too much focus to, like, I think it obviously looks cool, you know, but like this specular highlight, it's all drawing too much attention. You know, we can deaden it a little bit, reduce the opacity. And yeah, let's do some of that. It'll be there if we want to bring it back. But let's try adding some atmospherics and other effects now. I'm gonna label a couple of these little layers. Some layers literally have nothing on them, so it just makes sense to delete them. Like, why do I have an empty layer here? And some layers look empty, but they aren't. This one appears to be. All right, let's think here. What might be some atmospheric things that are happening in this dungeon? There could be misty haze. There could be stinky, poisonous gases. There could be smoke from the fire. So there could be like a sort of brownish burning kind of smoke, reddish. There could be water mist coming up from the waterfall, or the putrid grossness. I like to start in the back. I think just in general, in the deep far background, I'm going to put a very subdued bit of blue light influenced, just like a fog, just like a little bit of a fog. We'll bust out the air pencil, get it big, nice, big and soft. Air pencil. Yo, air pencil, where are you? Maybe I had something selected. There we go. Okay, so we can see some of the effect. And one of the things I want to be able to do with this is to see just the smallest amount of atmosphere has brought the BMOS into view. It's not contrived. There could be any number of reasons that there would be a faint blue cloud right there. And it's subtle to start, so keep that one there. Blue fog. Now let's make some waterfall mist. The waterfall mist is going to be behind the fire, but in front of the background at large with the stone, all this stone section. And again, I think it makes sense to have it pretty blue. It's water after all, right? Where do we put it? Well, we put it everywhere we need it. And nowhere that we don't. It's looking pretty cool. Now it's all adjustable. None of it's a life sentence. Can experiment. Makes sense there would be a lot of mist kicking up towards the base of the waterfall. But I don't need it to become so bright and distracting that things start to... that the composition starts to change. And mist doesn't just collect light, it can block it too. So we can totally get in there with some darkness too. Things start to get too hot. I want this stuff to help feel like it's being legible. I want things reading nicely. Boomstick Butcher, what's up? How you doing, bud? We are having a good little stream. I got 15 more minutes. I'm gonna come check out the Zelda progress. We have been diligently, slowly adding cool bits of laser light effects throughout the thing. And now I'm adding in some fog into the background. Fog kicked up by falling water, smoke kicked up by the fire. Pop in at the last minute. Don't worry about the streams. I put my streams just out of the reach of the you're the average stream viewer by streaming at 4 a.m. So there's no offense. Now, the fog isn't just going to absorb ambient blue light. It will even absorb and reflect the laser light. So we can address that somewhat. Makes a slight difference. Turn that off. Yeah, that's way too much. What can I set this to? Detail. I've been learning Japanese. I've been looking for passive listening methods while doing art and on a Japanese cafe video. The description intrigued me. It is strange that the concentration of study and reading is improved at cafes. Yeah. Coffee shops and fast food restaurants. The reason why noise more moderate than silence improves concentration is that the alpha waves are likely to occur as well as murmurs and ripples, it is considered. I would agree with this, yeah. I think possibly tying into that sort of zen, if you will, are the, you know, in our modern days, we have a tendency to have intrusive thoughts. You know, I'm in full admittance now. I think I have some sort of amount of maybe a higher degree of anxiety than slightly higher than average or whatever. Nothing that needs to be massively concerned about, but yeah, if I've definitely found populated work environments to be very beneficial for my productivity. And it feels a little bit like, I mean, me personally, I've got personal habits that if I'm at home, I'll just indulge them. I'll just snack and have the TV on and, barely get dressed. And, none of that is good for the self-respect or the, Okay, so this is the waterfall mist on and off. Makes a big difference. Now, we don't need it so heavily indexed. It can be dialed back. Something like that. I don't want to lose like the cool spookiness. And the brighter the... if things start to get bright in the scene, then the effect of the lighting that we're doing will be diminished, so... I noticed I was more concentrated on the sculpture than you saw the description, yeah. Yeah, they have those cool... I mean, I don't know if they're cool, but I've definitely used, like, there's a website, Coffeetivity, and where it sort of mimics, with random noise variations, the ambience of a coffee shop. Okay, let's get some of this... fire. There can be some like fire atmosphere. The atmosphere might take place behind the fire as well as in front of it. And one thing I like is the idea of a fun crisscross. Obviously, there's like dynamism going in this. There's things going this way. There's things going that way. So like, it doesn't feel like anything is restful. Even this waterfall is not dropping straight down. It's, you know, we're feeling the effect of the perspective and maybe some of the momentum. And this fire, now that I'm feeling a little bit more confident in the composition, the fire itself needs to have... Let's get... Can I make the eraser a little bit more of a hard eraser? Something that can be I definitely want I feel like there is something I don't want it to look like a like an undisturbed shrub. Very okay having it look like the forces of the environment are influencing the licks of flame. There we go. Wanted to feel animated. You know, in the beginning, I just wanted to get something that represented fire so that I could have a frame of reference to light the rest of the scene. Now it feels like I can bring it to be a little bit more unified in the composition. Anytime we have fire, we have an opportunity to add some fire particles. That's too much. Too much and too big. Yeah, the flow is too high. How can I dial it back a bit? Huh. I mean, that's kind of rad. Look how the, I don't want them just everywhere, but like having a... Let's not go too crazy. So there can be sparks from the fire. But let's be a little bit more curated, so there can be Yeah, I love this stuff, so if I don't control myself, we'll just end up with shit everywhere. But like danger everywhere, like craziness. I'm going to really quickly. We have like, I could go 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes, absolute maximum. But I'm having fun now with it. This is the funnest part, where you're just like finding pockets of opportunity to mess with things. And we're going to add a little, because there was so much dynamism and depth that we really could. Yeah, here we go. Let's get some. Let's see here. Here's Link. We could use some sparks. I mean, he's the guy hit his shield with his sword. That's perfect opportunity to have some sparks, right? So let's see here. Not right there. Almost it. Spark-a-mad. Spark-a-blunt. And the particles here should probably be of a different quality, but right now I don't mind them looking like that. And then definitely here in the foreground. Like those might be too bright. But there should be something that something needs to overlap the skeleton, the Stalfos. God, the flow is so crazy. Why is that so high? Oh, it's because I have the, hold on. I have it cranked way too high. The pressure, the tablet pressure, it's more firm. I think it'll be... Oh. Never mind what I said, I guess. That's not too bad. Okay, you're in the foreground. Chunks of bone flying at camera. And these can be bigger. Underneath the sword. As long as it feels like it's overlapping Link. Crunch. They're a little spattery. Like I don't really want it to look like a universal distribution curve. They are not meant to... Like, real randomness is clumpy, you know? So there's going to be... You know, when you look at the constellations, they group. That's how things happen with particles. So something that feels circular is not the right look. Still. Something to that effect does have the right sort of look. And then maybe even in the foreground some more. Slightly bigger, maybe. They may even be... Can't forget the cool side. Yeah. The part that ends up in the shade is gonna have a different color. Slam. That's just a place to start. I can color that in, lock it off, erase it. I can shade into it. Get it just the way it needs to be. That's a fun thing. That's cool. That's too much, though. That's not bad, though. Has to work with the squint. You're gonna squint at it. It's not looking too bad. We can't be too far off. There we go. Little dodge and burn. Hell yeah. Could do that for all of these. Fire sparks. Can be different colors. Be exactly the color we need it to be. All that stuff. Okay. Hey, that's it. That's time. Let me do a fun... we already did some fun thumbnails. So, that's it. Let's try it one more time. So we can all... Yeah, save! Thank you. Thank you, Jules. Hold on. Let me go back and save. That is funny. Because I... Okay. It's saved. It's saved. I hit save. We're all here. You know, I got a better use of the iterative save, because I don't trust just saving anymore. It needs to like save into a new version. Here we go. The we were just laughing earlier about the about getting canceled. Those sparks are cool. This is looking rad. It's not just this dark morass anymore. Okay, go like this. How did I do this? All right, just give it the sass. How do I do this? That's a good one. All right, that's it. Adios, everybody. Catch you next time.